Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel off the Underside. How we all doing? Joined by my two muckers this week to talk about all the weekend's football and all the other big topics this weekend. Joined by Corey and Davey as usual. How you doing, Trips?
Good, mate.
What's happening? What's happening, Jamie boy? What's happening, Davey?
Not a lot, man. What have you been up to? Anything exciting happening?
Go, Davey, your story's better than mine.
No, I'm alright, mate. Back around, you tell me a good weekend, mate. Fucking hell.
No, my weekend was watch football, get disappointed, nearly get a bit of joy back on Sunday afternoon, then after it, fucking Rangers had to ruin everything again.
Well. Davey, you don't get any stories to tell me now?
Aye, mate. I completed Mafia on Saturday.
What's Mafia?
Sunday, I was nearly took out with a tumble dryer.
What's Mafia? Is that a TV show?
No, it's a computer game, mate. The old country.
Oh,
That the new one?
So, aye, mate.
Decent?
Aye, good, mate.
Aye, it looked pretty good. I seen an advert for it. Because
I was
was
nearly
you
greeting, Corey.
you
See when the
game,
credits are coming on the telly, mate. I was nearly greeting. What? I've only played you for 2 weeks.
You were the one who told me about the Mafia games. I never played them before,
Aye,
but you
mate.
were saying they were class. They're really good. Anyone
I've never heard it, man. I don't
Other
know.
than that, mate. Other than that, nah, on Sunday night, I nearly set myself on fire.
What happened there?
I made it out. Tumble
How
dryer
happened?
wet fire, mate. Tumble dryer. This thick put glaze in. We're wet. I must have already had dry glaze in it or something. I don't know. I'll get told my health and safety lesson on Thursday when the fire brigade come out and tell me how to use appliances properly.
You were saying beforehand as well, like that's the fire brigade said that's the first thing in the kitchen that goes. I wouldn't heard
It's
that.
one of the most dangerous things to be in your kitchen.
Wild, isn't it?
That's why
That is
I kept
surprising.
doing my
You'd
supper.
think an oven or a cooker, wouldn't you?
No,
Aye.
I set it on fire, mate. He said it was tumble dryers, but I've never heard that one.
Aye, you would think that or a boiler or
I don't
something.
know if
Like
it could
something
maybe
was
over heat, but
not.
it might be a dodgy fault in the tumble dryer, do you know what I mean?
Aye,
So
could be
I don't
anything,
know.
man, can it? Can.
But all I know is my knickers and my socks are all out the back garden.
Well, I'm glad you're here to tell the story, mate, and everybody's
And
all safe. That's
as
the
I
main
said
thing.
to Corey, mate, my City plumbing gears get more holes in it than the Man U and Rangers defences put together.
Right, since we're talking about football, let's get right into it. Corey, Saturday, Celtic were at home to Hibs. A disappointing result, mate. Were you at the game, were you?
Aye, it was disappointing. We had more than enough chances to win the game, but couldn't finish our dinner at the end of the day. Aye. I don't think we played bad, but I don't think we played good. It was just one of the games. It was just utter dross. Protesting that kind of, I don't know. It was weird. I kind of get why they done it. Well, obviously I get why they done it because obviously the board. But it was just it wasn't the best game of football, and hopefully there's a few changes before Thursday.
Yeah, definitely, mate. I seen a bit of the highlights in that, and Celtic had loads of possession, had loads of chances and that, but just couldn't take them away.
Aye, pretty much. That was pretty much it. It was Ian Achol looked all right. He was unlucky with the one in the bar. He was unlucky with the offside. There was an offside, to be fair. But I don't really think Hibs really showed much to kind of scare us or anything like that, but they just really defended well. And it probably was a fair result at the end of the day.
Obviously, coming back after a decent result in Europe and that as well. I mean, it's just, you know what I mean. You go to Red Star Belgrade and you get a decent result. You come back to Hibs and you're expecting, you know, we'll score a few goals here. Ian Achol scored a good goal during the week and that, and you think, is this going to kick on? And just, I don't know, man. It's just there's something lacking at Celtic now as well. I don't know if
It's like Maeda, and he didn't look like he could be bothered. The winger looked all right. He just seems like you said, Jamie. There's something missing. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's a bit of creativity or something like that. There's just something lacking in the Celtic team now. And like you said as well, with the result on Thursday, you kind of expect Celtic to get a result on the Saturday, but wasn't to be, and just hopefully better, to be honest, on Thursday.
What do you make of the new guys that have run? You know, Balashawi and what's his name? Tunchek,
Tanucci.
Tanuchki. What do you make of they two? And obviously, I don't going to try and spell with the left back's name either, man. But apparently he played well, but
Sir, I think it's like Sriracha or close to it, but he played all right. He looked really good. I wouldn't mind him as a backup to Kieran Tierney, because obviously we're going to need it more than on any other position probably. Balikwisha, he's not really done much. He's not really got bums off seats type of thing. He's meant to be this type of winger, he's all full of tricks, full of all sorts, full of goals, whatever. He's not really shown it so far, but the other boy, Tuchke, he looks a fucking player. It's very direct, just always thinking about the next attack. He's always wanting to take on a defender. And he seems to settle in quickly with Celtic, which is kind of hard when you think about some of the good players that came up here.
what do you think of the team that he started with? Obviously, Maida on the left, Iheanacho, and Tuncheki.
So big, you just
Tuncheki.
call him Sebastian, big Seb.
No. Do you think
Big
that's the
Seb.
strongest lineup? Do you think that Iheanacho up there is the right pick?
Probably. Because I wouldn't trust my head up front by himself now. He just doesn't look bothered. He used to, even if he had a bad game, he was always had his work rate, and it doesn't seem like that's even there anymore. I think the best option for him is to probably get dropped for a couple of games and start off the two new wingers on either side and Iheanacho up front. That's what I would do on Thursday, to be honest. But if Rodgers does that, it's a different story.
Definitely, mate, definitely. But aye, there's not the best result in the world, not an each man at home against Hibs. I mean, what do you think of Hibs? Do you think that they played well? You know what I mean? Obviously, they went to Ibrox last week in the Cup and, you know, they took an early lead, but unfortunately get chopped off. Martin Boyle handballed it, but then Rangers went on to kick on. But what do you make of Hibs this season?
They're not doing amazing because I thought they were doing really well, but they've drew a lot of games. Don't think they've won many, but they do seem to be a team that are hard to beat, and that's what Hibs have been lacking for a few years. But under David Gray last season, you seen it, and now the end of last season, you seen it, and now this season they've kept that just hard to break down, not really letting up any defensive errors. So you can kind of say that they done well against us, but they kind of Hibs it against Rangers in the cup.
What about obviously the ongoing situation with the Celtic board? I mean, it's went quiet a wee bit, but I know that there's still a lot of protests. A lot of fan groups and that have all got together, and obviously there's a lot of noise around that. I know that you're a very passionate man about this subject, so just wondering what your latest thoughts are, Corey.
Still pretty much the same. I think there needs to be changes made or explanations. There's just radio silence, what I expected off the board. I don't know how much the silent protest is going to make a difference. Hopefully it does, but I don't really see it doing much difference, to be honest. I think the best way is probably through the Celtic Trust, try to get through the meetings with them and let them know that the fans aren't happy, because they just seem not to be asked. The Partick Thistle game, you seen them all with the signs with like Lawwell or Nicholson and all that with the cross right through them, and they pans the camera onto them and they're all on their phone. So they're not even bothered their arse that the fans are unhappy. They'll say stuff like coming out with the statement a couple of weeks ago, all that fucking nonsense, but they don't really care. They just see us as like, I don't know how to say it. It's kind of like customers, if you know what I mean. They don't really see us as the actual main thing of the club. We are the club, pretty much, the supporters. And I don't think the board sees it that way. I think they see it as just we'll get all the money we can off them and just do mediocre work and just expect nothing to be happening, no change to happen. But change needs to happen. It has to happen soon. We need to act like the top club that Celtic actually are, or we're going to fall by the wayside. in my opinion.
No, that's fair enough. I agree with you, mate. But last question on Celtic, obviously, like we mentioned, last week was a good result in Belgrade. No disappointing result on Saturday. But this week we play Braga at home on Thursday. I know that you're going to the game again, mate. It's an early doors kick-off. What's your thoughts? Do you think the Celtic will go into this confident?
I no, because we haven't been defeated in the league, so you can kind of have form behind you. And we played all right over in Belgrade, but I don't know if maybe the protests and all that maybe are getting in the players' heads. They really shouldn't, because they're professional footballers at the end of the day, so that shouldn't really be an issue. But I'm not overly confident because I'm never confident with Celtic in Europe. I'm just hoping that we go out there and have a good performance and hopefully get the 3 points at the end of the day. That's all I'm hoping.
Well, that's it, mate. You know what I mean? That's all you're really hoping for in these games, is just to get the points and that on the board. But I agree with you, mate. I mean, it's going to be a tough game right enough against Braga. But Davey, moving on to Rangers, mate. It was a very
2
late
minutes.
performance.
Can I ask Corey 2 questions?
Can you ask Corey 2 questions? Right, okay. Go for it.
UT, in fact, UT. Right?
Go for
See
it.
the one that you said, Iheanacho hit the bar?
Mm.
Was that, should you not be calling him Kelechi Van Vossen?
That was a bad game. That was a bad
It
game.
was a bad miss, but you see them happen all the time. You know what I mean? So it's a bit...
I seen it this morning, mate. That's why I'm saying it. And the first thing I thought he was fucking Van Vossen.
That was a bad tune, man. That was
bad. It was
It
bad,
was
to be
perfect,
fair.
didn't it, for my eat on that, wasn't it? There was another question, Corey, but I forgot it because I was sitting there on tenterhooks for 10 minutes.
But I think as well against Belgrade last week, they had other chances. Nigrin had a couple of chances and that he didn't quite take, and it was quite to be honest with you, if I'm being totally honest, I'm happy with the result, but I wasn't very happy with the performance. I thought that Hatate is just... I'll go into that soon, man. I don't really want to sit here because we're obviously going to talk about Rangers in a second, but Rio Hatate needs removed from the Celtic squad. Obviously, I know he was on Saturday. He wasn't playing. I don't know whether they're going to say that was an injury or whatever, but that boy's simply he's not been simply good enough for the last fucking... And I'm talking tail end of last season or that as well. He's not good enough. Don't know. Do you agree with that, Corey?
No, well, my opinion is on his day he's amazing, but he's inconsistent. He's inconsistent.
But he's too inconsistent. He'll have one good game and then he'll have 6 bad games.
I know. That's what I mean, but I think Celtic fans are just holding on to that hope. Let's see the way he does play in that one game. Hopefully he'll kick on, but it just never seems to happen that he's going to kick on.
Do you think he's in the same boat as Maeda, but does he want to be there anymore?
Possibly. There's
If
got
he
to be an
is-
element of that.
You've seen it before. We've seen it before. Do you know what I mean? That year when it was Aya, Christie, Edward, you said they fucking down tools. Do you know what I mean?
Aye.
I know, but
The thing is, though, with Edward and that and Christie and stuff is, I think they were already heavily linked with clubs. Guys like Hatate, man, nobody wants Hatate. And quite rightly so. You know what I mean? Maeda is a different kettle of fish. I think that obviously he has been looked at and, he's come out and said he wanted to leave in the summer and that. So Hatate's not come out and said that. Hatate is always, people are always going about Hatate's body language and that, but he's been the same ever since he came to Celtic. He just looks like a miserable guy, you know what I mean? But I don't know if that is who he really is. It just might just be his persona on the pitch.
we've got a cheek to talk about miserable bastards, to be fair. We look fucking
Oh,
miserable.
Bald, specky, grumpy cunts.
Pretty much.
Well. We're not on fucking 20 grand a week or whatever he's on, but are we?
Fair enough, mate.
The thing with Maeda and you're saying Hatate is, see if they have down tools, that's not really going to do well for a club that is interested. I mean,
Exactly, mate.
see if you were want to leave a job and you were just half-arsed, like they can turn around and the manager will be like that he's a terrible worker, he's done fuck all for about 3 months. I mean, for a
But then
reference.
you look at the players that they down tools, mate. They'll get the fucking move, didn't they? Look at this summer.
I would rather... We spoke about this last week, right? But I would rather Maeda and Hatate just done an Isak and done a Visa and went, you know what, I'm not playing. I'd rather they done that than be on the park and down tools, as we call it. I'm not saying they have down tools, by the way. I'm not saying they have, but
I seen a rumour that Isaac took out a fucking restraining order against but Eddie Howe, and he went down like 500 yards or 500 metres or that, so he couldn't get up to training. That was the sort of shit that we were reading.
Really, that can't be true, man.
Do you know what I mean? Got his move in the end, didn't he? But that's what happens. Aubameyang done it years ago at Dortmund. Through the toys at the pram. Threw his toys at the pram at Arsenal and got his move away and all. Do you know what I mean? They're all bangers. And we all fucking love them. So it just happens, do you know what I mean? What? I don't even know what meant to be then. Aye, mate, they played Livingston.
You played Livingston. You played Livingston on Sunday.
Aye, mate.
You had you got an early lead, and then you know,
Pulled
Livingston
back.
came back into the game in the second half, and then you got a late goal. What did you make of the game, mate?
To be fair, Jamie, I'd probably say the first half we actually created chances for once. I know it's just Livingston, right? People say that, but you know what it's like when you go to Almondvale, Alcock, that's fucking ancient. But they had a chance, and then Rangers kind of just kept the ball. Had chances, done it again. Miovski should have fucking buried one, missed it. Tavernier's got one, missed his penalty. Second half, Livy deserved it because they were all errors. And then at the end, Rangers were huffing and puffing a wee bit, but they scored. So, and then what I like, right after they scored, they were right back on the manager's cage, shouting Mark get the fuck, which I think is brilliant.
Do you think that second half was quite alarming? But you know what I mean, because it's like obviously.
But mate, Jamie, that's what it's been like all season. All season, mate. Like even in the friendlies at the start, Bruges 2-0 down after 10 minutes, came back out in the second half, fucking battered them and drew to each. Middlesbrough getting beat, shite, made subs, played better. Olympiacos, one half shite, one half good. So it's been like the case of the full season.
And how does he change that though? How does that mentality change? Where obviously you get the goal, you miss the penalty, you expect Rangers to come out in the second half and totally dominate, but it didn't quite work out. How does he change that?
Coach him better. But then again, you say that, right? But some of these players have been here for years, so they should fucking know. I'll call this man out. Your pal that you had on, Scott Bradley, he needs to stop hanging out the back of Tavernier because he's fucking shite. What else?
Personally, I don't agree with that, mate. I think Tavernier's one guy. I mean, then he scored your fucking goal again. You know what I mean? It's like...
Play somebody else, maybe scored.
Yeah?
Play somebody else, he'll score.
No, I don't know. He plays Max Arons and he can't even fucking defend him and score.
He can't score. Who scored the winner, you fucking idiot?
Aye, that's one fucking goal. That's one goal he scored. You know what I mean? He's never getting the numbers Tavernier's getting, mate.
Nobody will, mate. Nobody will. But see, the thing is, he doesn't steal every fucking corner, throw in, free kick, fucking anything. Do you know what I mean? Why is Miovski not taking the penalties? He's a striker.
Well, I'm assuming it's because Tavernier's good at the penalties. You know what I mean?
Mate, even that, see when he was starting as a sub, Jamie, you tell me this. See if your captain's coming off the bench, does he need to, the first thing he does, and go and get the fucking armband? No. Fucking leave it on the guy that's wearing it. So instead of going to your position, you're running to left centre back to get a fucking band.
I know,
fuck off. I mean, he tries to make it to be all him. And I wouldn't be surprised if half the players not playing for Martins, don't you?
I think it's just a case of, you know what I mean, he's the Rangers captain and that. I mean, I'm not going to lie, mate, right? It's from a outside point of view, never mind if I'm a Celtic fan or any other fan, right? I think you don't appreciate Tavernier enough. I'll be honest, mate. But then again, I could be wrong. You watch the games more than I do, but every time I see Tavernier, mate, he's a threat. You know what I mean? And he scores goals.
Aye, a threat to your goalie?
No. I think he's a threat the opposition goal. Mate, he scores loads of goals, man.
Don't care.
So what would you do then? Would you drop him? Would you drop him, play Max Aaron's right back?
Aye, I would know, aye.
You would? Because Max Aaron scored that goal?
I would know, mate. Nobody just because of the goal, but just there. That's the way Martin wanted to bring the season in anyway, wasn't it? And play Aarons and not play Tav as much, and then he threw out his toys. They all threw the toys at the Pram earlier in the season, didn't they? Now they're back. But we'll see, mate. On to Thursday, innit? And see what happens there.
What about the rest of the pitch? Mate, obviously you said Miovski missed a good chance.
Aye, he missed a good chance. A few of them did, mate. There was a few good chances that they could have buried the fucking game and missed. But the keeper was good. Give him that. And then you know what Livingston's like? 10 players just throwing themselves at the ball. Who was impressed with Livy? The wee boy for Hearts, Macaulay Tate.
Yeah, he was good.
He was good. The wee boy used to be us, Finlayson. He had to get took off because he was going to get sent off after he get booked.
Thought Stevie May done a good shift up front.
Aye, he did, mate. See, the one in the first half when he had the chance, but maybe about 7, 8 minutes in, I thought he was offside.
Yeah.
Just looking at it, but some bastard played him on his own side, so, but he missed it anyway, so.
The boy, is it Smith, is it? Somebody Smith that plays in the wing?
Aye.
The boy was
Do you know he's already scored a few against us for Hamilton, mate?
Aye.
I heard that stat at the weekend, I know, during the game, mate. What a laugh.
Go for it.
Rangers are unbeaten away from him in 2025.
Fuck's sake, seriously?
Aye, mate, I've not even looked into it yet, but that's what they said on the commentary, mate.
That's
I nearly
mental,
got my
isn't it?
cocoa pops.
That is fucking nuts, man. Would never have thought that.
Aye, mate. Unbeaten in 2025 away from him.
Never in a million years, Corey. We're going to bring you in here, mate. Where do you make that stat?
It was mental because there was a point where Clermont just couldn't win at all the way winning it. Or am I think the opposite?
No. It was draws. They kept getting draws, mate. Aye.
There wasn't. I saw.
I remember Ferguson came in and it was like fucking going 2-0 down and then winning 4-3 and all that shit away from him. Do you know what I mean? You 2-0 to 2 each to 3-2. So, aye, mate, undefeated in 2025 away from him. No aim right enough with the fuck you want to be undefeated, but we'll take it now.
That is mental, but that is mental.
I think I was going to ask you, Davey, like, see Livingston's goal. What was it defending? It's like he's the tallest guy in that pitch, and it looks like Suter was marking his own man.
Well, Suter's right in front of him.
It was
So Suter's right in front of him. So, don't know, mate.
It was like that. Silla was
there. Boys, but they have Suter's heat and big. Is it Mo Salah in it? The boy for Dundee?
Aye, Mo Salah. Aye. Suter's pushing the boys.
They're playing him at centre back.
Aye.
Wasn't it?
Aye. But I just think, I don't know what it is with Russell Martin and his tactics, but it's not working. And I think
Bowlers are terrible, mate. See when you actually see it on the run. Oh, mate, it's mad.
But I do agree with you to an extent with Tav, because he's been there for a while. But he might be like scoring all these goals and all that. I do get that, and you will appreciate him when he's away. But see, right now, he's had his time. Like, fuck off. Like, he's been.
Why would we appreciate him when he's gone, mate? Give me reasons.
No, I mean
the amount of goals he scores.
That's what I was meaning.
Is that it?
No, like
Aye.
he was the captain. The captain of the Europa League team. He was the captain of your undefeated team. All that sort of stuff. You will appreciate that. But I was just meaning, like, see that now he's been there so long. Like, just get a fresh start. You can't do a fresh start if Tav's still there. If you know what I mean, because he's been there too long. I mean, so you just need like a full clear out. I know people will be like a bit like that's a bit fucking mad because it's Tav, but you need a full clear out. You can't just keep people. It's kind of like, see, us with James Forrest, but not to the same extent. But how can James Forrest still be in their squad when he's not good enough anymore?
I could say the same to you. Why do you not appreciate Forrest?
I know that's what I know for a fact.
Do you know what I mean? It's
when
fucking
Forrest is away, when Forrest is away, we're going to appreciate him more. One man
Aye.
club all that fucking
You'll be
malarkey.
playing right backs at right wing.
I do appreciate Forrest, but I just don't think he should be in the starting lineup. I'm quite happy for
Aye,
him
I
to be in
get
the
that.
squad.
I get that.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
That's what I mean. See, with Tav, like, he's not getting appreciated because he's been there so long and he has to be part of the problem. I don't know if it's like what Davey's saying with the ego thing, because think about it, how many managers he's been under and it's just bitterly disappointing. There's a video 5 minute long of just him in an interview just doing bitterly disappointing. He could be part of the
Yeah.
issue, but everyone
No,
And see
claims
the thing is, see when we get studied, who comes out to the press? Because it's no fucking Tav. Do you know what I mean? He's meant to be the captain, and he'll send a younger one out to do it.
Butland comes out quite a lot, doesn't he?
He
And
shouldn't be captain, in
he
my
just
opinion.
kind of says the boys need to do better. And sometimes he tells it the truth. Like at the start of the season, he was truthful. Do you know what I mean? And he came out and done one. I don't know what game it was, but he just says it's not good enough, and we need to do better.
No,
But one
listen,
player,
Davey, I do know where you're coming from. I do know where a lot of Rangers fans are coming to, because obviously, as we say, Tavernier's been there a long time. There's not been enough trophies won. There's not been enough medals taken and all that. And obviously, you're going to associate that with the captain. And obviously, he's been there the whole time in that. But I just think the amount of goals he scores, with it, he's his set pieces are brilliant and that when he's taking corners. And I just, like I said earlier, mate, I just think he's a big threat that once he does leave the team, and I think he's already been noticed this season. I think he's already been noticed. His absence has been felt, in my opinion, when fucking Max Aarons came in at the start of the season and you weren't creating as many chances and you were,
I actually think
once
he's
he came
trying
on, he was
to.
scoring goals in that. So, but I do understand both arguments.
I think he's trying to overcoach him and all, Martin. See with this fucking like Asgard and Hangme playing further forward, and then they don't know what they're doing. It's mental, mate. Like seeing Thursday night, it was the second half. Second half, and they're coming down their way. They brought Ant-Man on. Asgard gives it to Ant-Man inside. So he's obviously looking for Asgard to go fucking make the run. He just
Right.
stopped it. He's like, oh, I'm not meant to be here, spot up the park. But what the fuck are you doing, you muppet?
I
Go
think
with the
that
fucking move. You don't just do it. That's fucking a bit in the touchline's telling you.
I think that with football in general, you just see players
Mate,
just
it's
stop. You're
fucking
like,
mental, man.
use your brain a wee bit, just follow
Aye,
it.
but you don't need to fucking, everything the coach tells you, you don't need to follow word for fucking, think about it in your words. You get dealt today, son, you go and fucking take your own way, don't you?
Yeah, exactly.
You just do the job that you've been asked to do, but you take your own fucking way.
Aye.
Nah, I
And
get you,
Jamie,
mate.
I'm taking that back. You said corners for Tavernier, mate. We nearly went a full fucking year last year with that cunt on them and never scored one. So his delivery's not that fucking good.
Again, but I thought his corners were decent on Sunday and that. And then, I think when is it Conor Barron that takes him sometimes, isn't it?
No. I don't know. Maybe no. He
I'm
never
trying to
used
think
to. Maybe
against
ever got a look at.
who was it against Celtic was taking him. I think it was Conor Barron that was taking him a lot against
Could have
Celtic.
been, mate, because see at the start it was Rothwell. Rothwell was swinging them in, and then somebody else, who was the other one for the other side? It was Rothwell, and then if Tav was playing it, be Rothwell on one side, Tav on the other, or something like that. Rothwell's boys looked decent, and then all of a sudden they were putting Suter at the back post and going pure fucking high and trying to get him to header it back across. So it's not always going to work if you've only got one fucking way you put a corner in, do you know what I mean? Take them short, do
I
different
mean,
things, work on it, do you know what I mean? You
again,
look
I'm,
at
I'm
your
happy.
teams against us, they do short corners, free kick fucking hangs, they score them. Work on hangs, do you know what I mean? Stop doing the same hang here and there if it doesn't work.
No, I agree. I mean, I know what you're saying. That just proves the point of what I said, though, that I'm just looking at it from an outside in. You know what I mean? You're watching the games all the time. I'm just seeing what I see whenever I do watch Rangers, which is whenever they're on the telly or whatever. But nah, I don't think we'll agree on this one. I really think Tavernier will be a big miss for
See
you.
the thing with
I've got
Tav.
another, we didn't arguing our tab if you want to go.
I think the thing with Tav is kind of, but not the way you talk about Hatate. He'll have one good game and that could be against Celtic, but then after see him watching many other game, he just lets the man go. He just does that. He just kind of does what he wants. I mean, he's done it against us a couple of times, and after playing Europe and he's fucking Captain Tav, fucking best
Was
player in the world.
Andy, was it 3 years ago? last Old Firm, 30 seconds, he fucking hits the ball off my head and it goes in.
Aye. 30 seconds in, he should be the
Do you know
one
what I
that
mean?
focused.
Mate,
But
the blue
that's the
smoke
game
was
for
still in my
Chelsea.
fucking cutum. Do you know what I mean? Because the UB was still doing it at Broomlin at the time, and that's where we were and that side. So the fucking smoke hadn't legit back 30 seconds. Do you know what I mean?
What's going on? But
Right.
I
Aye.
agree with both of these, to be fair. Like, Tav is a good
Maybe
servant with Rangers, but I do think his time's up. He should really, if you want a proper clear out in Rangers, you need
it's
to
last year,
get
innit?
rid of, you need to get rid of Tav as well.
Right, I want to move on. I think we need to talk a wee bit about.
The league leaders.
I think we need to talk a wee bit about Hearts. Obviously, they get a good result at the weekend there. Corey, do you think that they actually can cause a threat this season?
I think second is well within their grasp, but challenging for a title. I said it last season about Aberdeen and that fucking fell flat on my face, but I think, I don't know, Hearts just seem, they feel, it just seems different. See, when you watch them play, they seem like they've got a proper urgency. They can believe, they believe that they can probably do it, and that might help them out. And when they just kind of see what happens in January, if they improve their squad and depending if people leave and all that, and see how it goes. Because I know for a fact, Jamie, you're going to say they don't have the squad to do it, but I think it just depends really. If they can keep up the momentum up to January, and if they improve the squad well, then I think second is 100% within
Well,
their.
what I do think, mate, is I think they've got a better chance than Aberdeen had last season. I think they've got a better squad than what Aberdeen had last season. I think obviously Shankland is a big threat, scoring goals again. Scored 2 at the weekend there. I think that they have got a better squad than Aberdeen. Like I say, I think they've got a better manager than Aberdeen have got. And I really think there's a very strong possibility, especially the way Rangers have started this season. I think Hearts, I'm going to say it on here, I think Hearts will split the Old Firm this season.
I agree with you. I agree with you, but I think it also depends on them playing us, because they've played Rangers and they won, but Rangers are, no offence to Davy and any Rangers fans, but they're in a bad state of affairs now. They've got their first win, fair enough, but if we get a momentum going, if we get a rhythm, like Rogers keeps saying, if we finally get that by the time we play Hearts, if they cause us major problems, then I would be kind of scared. But I do agree with you that they're going to split the Old Firm this season, I would say.
I would say so, mate, definitely. I mean, I think they bought very well in the summer as well, buying boys like Braga and stuff like that. And then obviously, I think their biggest signing was tying Shankland in to a new deal. Obviously, there was a lot of talk of him gone in that, but I think that the fact that McInnes got him to sign on, brought a few players in, and brought in Stuart Finlay as well for Kilmarnock. I think they look pretty solid. Obviously, it was a big loss losing their fullback, Penrice. Thought that was a big loss, but again, I think they've replaced him, and I just think they've got a big chance this season. I don't think they'll win the league, but I think they'll finish second.
No, they got that Milne, I think it was January, for Partick Thistle, and I thought that was a mental signing, but he's fucking outstanding this season. Like you said, Shankland as well, Braga, he's looked really good. Don't know if the whole thing with Tony Bloom and the scouting network king is playing in their favour. It must be, because where would they find these players? I mean, I don't think normal scouts would have found the players. So I think the Tony Bloom thing is helping them. Maybe in 10 years, you never know that they might eventually win a league, but I think it will be too early. But like you said with the manager as well, they've probably got the best Scottish manager about.
I'd agree with you, mate. I would agree with you. I think McInnes is a real steal for them for Kilmarnock, Davy. What do you think, mate?
He's on mute, Jamie.
Oh, he's on mute, so yes. Sorry. Davy, what do you think, mate?
I think you're full of shite.
All right,
I'm
okay.
sure 2 weeks ago you said that Hearts would fall away at Aberdeen and now you've changed your tune. I'm still going with what happened last year, mate.
When I say
I
they
think they've
fell
had
away,
a good start to the season,
when I say
but
Hearts
once they
fall away,
start
what I
getting
mean is
injuries,
when I say Hearts fall away, what I mean is they won't win the league, but I think that they will. I think they'll split the Old Firm, but
I don't, mate. Because Corey said about beating us, right? But what you've got to think, Franklin home bled it for the first one, and the penalty I'm still saying is dubious, man. So, on another playing field, if we beat them the other 3 times, then and we don't finish second, so who's better? Do you know what I mean? But I do think we'll pull. Their pants have got to be pulled up shortly, and the socks and start dancing. So
do you
we'll
think
fire
Rangers
up
will go on a
that
run
day.
then?
Aye, mate, it'll come eventually. We'll probably get beat in that run, like once or twice, but I do think we'll, because Hearts are going to get beat after day for us. Hibs will beat Hearts this season. The only team that probably won't beat Hearts is Aberdeen, because they're fucking shocking this year.
Well, we'll see, man.
But
It's an interesting one, actually. It's an interesting
what about the
debate.
Hearts first goal? Was it the first
Uh,
gen?
aye, Topper.
The left back?
What?
Was it the left
Oh,
back?
Left
aye, that
wing.
was a cracker. It's the left back, him.
I thought it might
I
be.
don't know,
Karakis or
that's what I'm
something.
asking. I don't know if it's left
No,
back or left wing,
What
but
opposition he
he
plays?
got inside and hurt it with that right foot. He was a fucking belter.
aye, it
Aye.
was some goal,
See,
man.
be fair, see before it, see when you see some of the tackling, that defending was shocking. They were half-assed tackling. I think maybe they thought he was out of the box, he's never going to take a shot, but the defending was woeful. But
That's
aye,
why you
man,
do take shots put in it when you're not
aye,
getting players doing that.
it was outstanding, man. Probably
I've actually heard, I take it was Scott Bain, it was in goals for Scotland, for Falkirk,
aye.
because I heard somebody talk about the national team today and they're like, wise people want Scott Bain because he's playing good for Falkirk in that national team.
Speaking of that Scotland team, how's Shanklin on it?
It's the
I
You
question,
know,
mate. I was going to ask that when we keep it, Corey.
Sorry, jumped the gun a
It's
bit,
all
but
right,
like, Corey,
mate.
who's dictating this conversation tonight, mate?
out you get, Jim.
Mute him. Mute him.
Because we were talking about Hearts,
Nah, I'm
I
only
just,
kidding, mate. Go
I
whatever
seen it.
direction you want to go, and I'm only kidding.
What is it? 11 goals or something this season so far?
Well,
Am I
I
right?
meant to check it
Is it
And
today
the
now?
when
cups
I
as
was
well.
thinking
I
about
think it's
this.
in the cups.
Is he top goal scorer in the league?
I think so.
I meant to check it and I fucking forgot all about it.
I think
As
he
soon as I
is.
seen the Scotland team, I was like, oh.
I think it's 11, including the cup. I might be wrong with that, but
Doesn't matter. He
it
still
should,
scored
it
a
should
lot
be
of
there.
goals and
It
carried
should be
it in.
there. It should be there. It's still going with the whole, they play in England, they're better.
Well, we're
Fucking
there.
philosophy. It doesn't
Stephen
work.
Kamarkas. I'll check it out. I bet you Shanklin has scored more goals than the 4 strikers that I picked this season.
Who's he
Probably.
picked? Che Adams. He's no scoring goals, is he, for Torino?
Shea Adams.
Mm.
Lyndon Dykes has scored a couple of last minuters because he's a sub.
Bowie.
Bowie scored a few, but not as much as Shanklin. And George Hurst, who doesn't score.
Aye. No, out of all the strikers, you'd be like, you're mad not to pick. Because I think it was you and Cameron I seen on Twitter put it up. And you, obviously, he loves Hearts to bits and all that shit. But I was just looking at the team and be like, how the fuck can you not pick Shankland?
And then you
I
go
mean,
back
it's,
and pick a goalie who's been injured.
aye,
Who's a
42-year-olds. I mean,
Aye,
I don't know.
right? And then I'll come back to your game and all. Why the fuck was that right back patched for Ralston? That young boy.
I don't know. I don't know.
Do you know what I mean?
I'm thinking
Ralston's
maybe
in
it
the
was.
Scotland team again.
No. But who are the right back in Scotland would you pick?
Hickey's in there, mate, but I don't know if he'll play him left back, right back. He played left back for Brentford, didn't he?
Aye, but he
Wait,
plays
right
right
back, surely,
back.
because Robertson's not going to get dropped, is he?
No.
Well,
That's what I mean. It's like it's just favouritism, and that's how Scotland won't go far. Because when you look at England, they've got like players for Crystal Palace, they've got players for fucking the lower end of the Premier League. I'm not saying like obviously pick teams players for Falkirk or whatever like, but just kind of don't just go for somebody because they play with a
Well,
Torino or QPR or something like that.
well,
You
how many
kind
players? How many players have we spoke to and they agree with us on this? You know what I mean?
I
Stephen
get fucking
Dobby,
wrong.
Michael Devlin, and all that. You know what I mean? They were all, even Jason Naismith last week. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They were all agreeing with us on this fact that, you know, these international managers, they seem to pick players based on where they play and that, never mind their form and stuff. And if they
fair
players
enough.
are believing in that too, then it must be right. You know what I mean? So, no, I agree.
Jamie.
I think Shackland should definitely be in there.
Jamie, even Ryan Christie, right? You said it was last week. You said how good he is at Bournemouth, right? Where does he play for Bournemouth? Middle of the park. Where does Scotland put him? Out wide.
Yeah, exactly.
Do you
That's
know
another
what I
thing
mean?
that bugs me, mate. Is another bugbearer is when managers play players in the wrong position just to suit their system or whatever, and you're like,
Aye.
there's a reason. There's a reason that you're playing this player. It's because previously they've done well in a position that you've watched them in. You know what I mean? So why are you changing it? Why are you fucking moving them around? I really hate it.
Aye, I don't get it. Because it's the same with Rangers. See Rothwell when you see him with Leeds, attacking, constantly running. Now the way he's playing with Rangers is at like a 6. So that makes no sense. So you're
No, the last couple of games, mate, he's brought him on as an 8 and he's been good.
been
No
better, but at
brilliant.
the start of the
He's good,
season,
do you know what I
you know
mean?
what I mean?
It's mad. He just wanted to bring in players and put right, you're at the door, he's playing your position and it's not worked.
Nah.
And he doesn't want to tell people it's not worked, so he'll be like, ah, it was Raskin's fault, man, it was fucking Nishan's fault.
Nah. But with Scotland, I hope that it's Clark's last campaign. I really do.
I think it's going to be
But
in it. It's
it
going
has
to
to
be.
be. I think that's the talk. Everyone's saying, "Oh, it's the last hurrah and all that." But I was like,
But
it's
they
not
make
really
it,
hard. It's not
they
really a
also make
hurrah.
it as if he's this messiah, right?
Aye,
They've made
it's
the
not.
tournaments fucking bigger, so it's harder not to qualify.
Aye, I think we've
Do
spoken
you know
about
what
that
I mean?
before as well. Aye, but it's like we got through to the Euro 2020 on penalties. We were lucky. Then after the other one, like you said, because the competition got bigger. So I'm like,
Who started
I
that
don't get.
campaign?
I mean,
Alex McLeish.
aye, the
Do you know
Euro. I
what I
mean,
mean? He probably played better football than Steve Clarke and guaranteed out the job because his football was
aye,
shite.
I think so. I think
That's
so.
mad.
You know what
We
we're
need a
talking
new.
about it, that, and said
Who
earlier on
could be
about right
great?
backs and that. Scotland. What about the Caddenbras at Hibs, man? They're decent.
Aye,
Don't see why
I
not
would,
give them a chance.
Yeah.
but they're not really full right wing left back, are they? They're mere fucking wing backs, wingers now.
I think Chris Cadden's mate is like probably that position. I think is
But
And Nicky Cadden, he's the left-footed one, and he's the one
he's
for
left-footed.
fucking
Aye.
putting the good
but
balls in.
I'd give
but
him a
you,
shot, man. He's
I
decent enough. I'd give the two
I
maybe
I'll do that, mate. It's a fucking
I
change that we're used to.
I
again, but they won't do it.
I
gives
know.
more attacking options. I mean, like they can cross the ball really well. They've done it in the league. Why not just have them as a backup instead of Ralston, who is the backup in Celtic, who's hardly playing. He just came back for an injury. Might as well say here, try him out. But they're scared in case it doesn't work out. But you don't know unless you
To be
try.
fair,
I mean,
I know I brought the Ralston hang up, right? But the other two right backs were injured when he was in the team.
I
Your
so it's
Pattersons
not.
and your Hickey for months. Because Hickey's never really had a run at Brentford to stay fit, do you know what I mean?
Aye.
Because I heard him saying that on Saturday, this is his chance to stay fit, keep going. Hopefully that's what happens, but we'll see, mate. It's going to be the same shite, isn't it?
Aye.
Therefore, mate. Let's talk a wee bit more about the games of the weekend there. Another very good result for St Mirren. I know we were speaking to young Ryan last week, Corey, and he was very confident about the match. They did end up winning it 1-0. I think I think they'll easily make top 6 this season, eh?
Aye. But that's just we spoke about it with Ryan. That's just Stephen Robinson. That's what he does. He knows how to do it. He just gets these players relatively cheap. Then after he just makes them really good players and gives them that confidence. I was using that Chilean Phillips. He looks like a really good player. And in the Aberdeen, he didn't look like fucking. He just looked like he was up here for a kind of giggle. He just didn't really care. But he seems to the man management in him. He seems to give all these players belief that we can go out and beat anybody.
I want to
So
actually know Colleen Phillips plays against other teams because I've only ever seen him put in a performance against us. And I watched a bit of your first game and I mean, he got himself fired in. But I've never actually seen him play against anybody else if he actually carries that form into the other games.
Maybe
I know he
take that
scored,
as a
he scored
compliment,
at the
mate. Maybe he
weekend,
wants
didn't
to
he?
step up. That's how
He
it
scored
goes.
at the
But
weekend, didn't he?
I
Because
maybe
he's
take
still
that as
in
a compliment, but
Palace.
he wants to score against Rangers so that You know, I mean, that's the games he's up from that. So.
Is he still Crystal Palace? Is he on loan?
No, the contract ran out in Aberdeen and I think they got him. But see, watching highlights, it's like the way they perform against Celtic and Rangers, they perform that against like your Livingstons and your Dundees. So that's what you really need with these smaller teams. You shouldn't just use Celtic and Rangers like, oh, the tellies, the cameras are here and all that, make a good performance. Like, make it consistent. Then after we'll make the league a wee bit more competitive, we'll make it more exciting. I don't know, and I think Stephen Robinson kind of knows that. Like, just kind of play the way you play against Celtic and Rangers all through the season, and then after we're going to get Europe, or like Jamie says, easily top 6, and everyone's going to be applauding you for it.
Well, mate, you see,
what did you make of Chris Sutton's comments?
What about Robinson?
Aye.
I don't know, mate. I didn't really hang it, but aye, it's one of the ones. It's just takes tongue in cheek, innit? Whatever Sutton says.
Would you make it a whole long ball forward, and you know that's the only way of playing and all that? And I done a video about it, about how I think it was completely wrong, because they should bring more of that back. Play the ball fucking forward, man. Play the ball up top to the strikers get scores and goals.
See if you're in Europe and fucking Casper Schmeichel punts that ball up, saying he's owning somebody scores, they're not going to fucking greet that he punted it out, right? They're going to celebrate with any fucking goals. So see if they want to play on the part and pass it a bit like St Mirren Candy, or if they want to change it and go route one because they've got 2 big strikers, fucking do what you want.
Exactly, mate. Play to your strengths, innit?
Let's not kid ourselves that Celtic didn't play to their strengths when you said Hartson and Sutton and just banging boys into them.
Exactly what I said. Exactly what I said in that video.
For what, mate, look at Rangers, Gately and McCoist. Little and large. That's how I fit my list. 4-4-2, big one, wee one, fucking throw it in the box.
I think you need to watch the video I done, mate, 'cause that's exactly what I was saying. But
if you don't have a video, I'm not going to fucking watch it, am I?
Yeah.
If you've done a video about Chris Sutton, I've not watched it.
No, but it's criticising Chris Sutton, it's saying that he's wrong.
Aye, no, mate, Chris Sutton just says things so people go on his back, doesn't he? That's how he's fucking on the telly.
I know, mate. I know. But that's it. I mean, I quite like that. And, you know, him and Boyd and that they do that. The fact that they say things that people deem controversial, but that's what their opinion is.
So Boyd said something about yous, saying that he would be happy if Iheanacho was actually a $5 million striker and he wasn't for free, he would still be happy with it. The way he started life at Celtic.
I would be, mate, to be honest with you. I think he was somebody we were screaming out for. You know, obviously, Maida did do well at the end of the last season. But once Kyogo left, we needed that number 9. I was quite happy to go to the end of the season with Maida, and it did work out well in that. But we needed a striker in the summer, obviously. But we should have got to an actual one before we fucking did, mate. We'd have made it.
No. But you remember, Jamie, if you watched this, if you've seen the thing with Middlesbrough, it was some size, so he's obviously had to get the fucking personal training for 6 months.
Well, that was a fucking joke picture, mate. That wasn't real.
You
talking about that picture?
The one with Middlesbrough when he was running in the park.
That was
he was heavier, but he's even still got a bit of belly, because I've just remembered my second question for Corey earlier on.
Right, okay, let's bring him back in then.
Aye, bring Baldy back in. You used to call Morelos a fat cunt. There was a picture on Saturday and Iheanacho's fucking looking a wee bit pregnant, bro.
Who said that? Called Morelos a fat cunt?
You always called him a fat cunt, don't you?
You fucking did. I've fucking heard you call Morelos a fat cunt.
I just called him a cunt. Doesn't matter if he's fat, black, white, the cunt.
It's alright, mate. Nobody will batter you after this, Corey. It's alright, I'll back you up.
Fucking mate. Solid, bro.
Down, double down, you dick.
It's the motto of this podcast, I'm telling you.
No, I agree with Boyd on that, but I'd have been happy to pay $5 million for a natural the way he started. I would have.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The Boyd said that. Did you see the bit on Sunday when the Rangers fans were singing to Boyd? And it was all that in the wee box, and then they started singing McFadden's a wanker after a while.
I heard them going, Faddy, what's the score? I think they were doing that, weren't they?
See the thing what Boyd was saying? Like, Celtic would be happy because it's $5 million. Doesn't matter. It doesn't really matter about the transfer fee. It just feels like we're not getting any quality.
Yeah, but you look at...
We've got Iheanacho on that now. Aye, fair enough. But see, when it was coming to the end of the transfer window, it looks like we were getting nobody, and that was
Danny
the issue. I bring him in.
Danny Ings coming in.
But I mean, it's like it just seemed like we were stumbling at the last bit.
Aye.
Like bids were getting rejected, so it was like that's the point. I think the Celtic fans were actually saying it was just like we're either not trying hard enough or just trying lowball. And you're like, we've
Throwing
got the
players,
money.
aye.
I so we're like, we've got the money, so spend it. Like, I would say if we did
Yeah.
spend 5 million in the actual and that's the way he started, aye, fair enough. But if we
Mhm.
could have spent 1 million in him doing that, fair enough. It was just seemed like we didn't want to spend money when we've got it.
Even though we try, we always go back to Celtic Rangers, don't we? We always go back to
Nah,
fucking Celtic Rangers.
Ronnie,
Yeah,
sitting here with a Rangers cap on, used to a fucking cakes. Fuck
Aye.
that.
50 minutes that took you, that's the longest. That's definitely the longest.
That's a good
time.
run, David.
No,
I
no.
muted you.
See, when I was muted at the start, I did say somebody was a Fenian, but I can't remember. It was at the start. I was muted.
Just having a wee
Right, well,
sing-song yourself.
we are a British football podcast, so I want to talk a wee bit about the English game and that as well at the weekend. I watched the
Hey
Man
there,
United
Celtic
game.
fan calling himself British. Did I hear that right?
We're a British football podcast, mate. Yep, UK
Yep.
British football podcast. Corey, did you watch the Man U game on Saturday by any chance?
That's it. Match of the day.
What did you
Didn't-
make of Man U, mate? Honestly, they're in a bad state. Obviously, we've spoke to Big Dan about it over the
Aye.
past 2 weeks and that, but what did you make of their performance, mate?
Yeah, like, and we were speaking to Dan and you were saying like, oh, this is Man United and all that stuff, but it's not Man United anymore. This isn't the Man United that we've grew up with, like Giggsies and for me like Rooney's and all that. That they're fucking dire. They're really, really dire. And they can go about like the talks that oh the manager might be getting sacked. It's not actually going to work if they sack the manager. I think it is a mentality thing with players there. They just don't seem to realise what club they're actually in, if you know what I mean. They're not realising how big Man United are, the expectations, and some of the players just seem like they can't handle it or they're not really paying attention to it, if you know what I mean. They're not really focusing 100% on the game. They're more focused on their social media aspects and all the endorsements they could get, like Rashford kind of did for a while. It's just dire. It's absolutely dire.
Definitely, but did you see Jamie Carragher's comments? And he was saying basically that Cunha, Muembo, and Sesko, that front three, he says you could play, which basically how Amaron is doing it. He's playing Cunha on the left, he's playing Sesko up front, he's playing Mbuemo on the right, and he basically said there's that partnership, that trio. If it was a competent manager, would at least get Europe, which I don't know if I agree with, mate. I think Cunha.
No.
I think most of his time at Wolves, he was merely a number 9, to be honest with you, for what I've seen. And he wasn't that great at Wolves, to be honest. And Brian Mbuemo, decent player for Brentford and that. But for me, mate, as I spoke to, as we say to Dan, these are decent players, but they're no top level. I disagree with Jamie Carragher on that. I don't know what you think.
No, Jamie Carragher can have his opinion, but I don't think this is the right one that he's came out with. Like you said, some of the players that Man United have been signing in the past 10, 15 years, just as Fergie was leaving, they're just no that quality. And I don't know if it's a financial thing. Like Dan was talking about the amount of debt they're in. I don't know if it's anything to do with that. If so, I would be worried if I was a Man United fan because their debt is incredibly massive. It's humongous. So I don't know. I honestly don't know what the right thing is for Man United to do. I don't know. I don't know because I think if you sack the manager, they're going to get somebody else in who can't really fix it. You've had some of the best managers. You had Mourinho there, couldn't fix it. David Moyes, I know he's not a great, but he's a really good manager. He couldn't do it. And there's just something in the club that needs sorted. I don't know what. I don't know what that is though.
Also, I seen Wayne Rooney. I don't know if you've seen that. He's got his own
Aye.
podcast, and he was basically saying, you know, I've been debating all day whether to say this or no, and he was just basically said, but I need to say it. And he was just saying, you know, there's something really, really bad at Man United and all that. And obviously, it's stuff we already know, but,
Aye.
you know, a lot of these kind of ex-players, Man United legends and that, maybe know what to come out and talk. Obviously, Roy Keane does, you know what I mean? He doesn't care, but I think it's very telling, mate, the guys like Wayne Rooney and that are coming out now and just basically saying, fucking, it's not good enough.
It's the same things you keep saying. There's no fight. There's no dig. There's no. When Rooney said fighting amongst each other, and I get what he means. It's like there's no accountability. It's like if Fernandez did a shitty pass, even if he's the captain. See if I was like Roy Keane, if he done a shitty pass, Giggs is going to give him it stinking. Dwight York's going to give him it stinking. Gary Neville, anybody would give him it stinking, saying that's not good enough. That's not Man United quality. But it just seems like there's nobody there with that type of drive, that being a bastard, if you know what I mean. Like there should always be like a bastard in the team that's just pure grabbing the game by the scruff of the neck and going for it. And there's nothing there for Man United, nothing at all.
No, I totally agree. David, did you watch any English football at the weekend? Keep forgetting to unmute people. Did you watch any English football at the weekend, Davey?
Aye, mate, I watched the full Man United game.
Now, Jane, what was your thoughts then?
They're fucking dire, mate. And the thing is, I watched it, and I'm sure one of the commentators said, I don't know if it was when Igor or Thiago scored, but he said that Amarin had said in an interview, he thinks attack's fine, going forward's fine, but he doesn't know what his defenders are good, what if they're going to have a good game or a bad day, every game. So he doesn't know what they're going to do, mistakes-wise at the back, and let's be honest, it is a mistake. The first one, Harry Maguire, all he has to do is step up with the rest of them, and he tries to do it in the last minute and jump, and he plays him on side, and he just runs through for fucking 35 years or something and scores.
I know.
If you're going to play a high line, he's all need to do it together. I've seen it with my own team this year, they're all fucking stinking at fucking playing a high line.
No, I agree, mate, and I thought that first goal was shocking from a Man U point of view. That was one long ball. Obviously, they were on the attack. Cunha gets fouled, I think it was Cunha. He believes he was fouled.
Aye.
Didn't say wasn't a foul, but then fucking just one long ball for Brentford. They get down the score, but the Harry Maguire point is true. But the thing is, with a guy like Harry Maguire, though, he's in and out that team, mate. So it's like, I feel sorry for guys like that who are getting. They're going to be scapegoats because you're Harry Maguire. Do you know what I mean? He's a laughing stock these days. But he's actually a fucking really good player. But when you're in and out of that team, it's like, how do you get your fitness? How do you get your, you know what it's like, mate, yourself. Whenever you played football and all that, playing five-a-side, for instance, if you've never kicked a ball in fucking years, you go play five-a-sides, you're absolutely shite. But see, if you play five-a-sides for 8 weeks, you're much better than you were when you started. Do you know what I mean? So it's like Harry Maguire. I know he's training every day and all that, mate, but you can't compensate for the actual match play.
Nah, I'll get what you're saying, mate. It's just that stupid defender for that first goal that got me. Because see, when you see the ball getting played through and you see where the Brentford player is, named it in about him, you're like, he's offside. And then when you see the highlight, the replay, you're like, he's onside a mile. And it was Harry Maguire, just stupid jump he tried to do. And I'm not even blaming Harry Maguire for the full line, mate, because every one of them are shite.
Nah, I agree, mate.
But Yankee or the other teams, and they've all got like either a good defence, good goalie. Man, you don't have any.
No.
They bought a young boy for 25 million and they're playing a donkey for Turkey that couldn't get a game before an Anna last year.
Nah.
And that's when the keeper kept putting the game.
Aye, they've no got a steady backline. They've not got a steady goalkeeper on that, and then obviously they've brought in the young Belgian boy into, but he's leaving getting a game.
You say that they spent all their money on the 3 players up front and didn't keep anything for anything else. But Corey says, well, obviously everybody knows Man U are in debt because they were bought with debt when the Americans bought them. This other idiots came in and sacked all the staff and keep spending money on daft players. Like, they must have the highest wage bill in the league for a shite team.
Right.
Do you know what I mean?
That's the way.
And it's all that pettiness. See, when you lose the ball, fucking work back, get the ball back. You see managers, remember Barcelona under Pep? You lose the ball, you've got 5 seconds to win that back.
No.
Man U players are still huffing and puffing after 15 seconds, no moved.
But I've noticed that's more a common theme in football. They just... Nobody wants to do accountability. I think Celtic do it a wee bit. I know you do it a lot. And then after I think it's just a pure...
I know he's a light, but if people in the stone.
Aye.
See when you're actually there, mate, and you see him doing it.
Aye, you'll just bust a gut because you get that ball back, that could be the goal that get you back into the game. And after it can get the
Yes.
crowd up, it can get everything. But that's what I was saying to Jamie. It just seems like there's nothing, no dig. Because Man United used to always have like your Roy Keanes, used to always have like Irwin and stuff like that. They used to have players that were like, you're not getting past me, and I'm getting that fucking ball off you. I think every team should really have players like that. But Man
I'll ask you
United,
this.
I
Keep
just
going.
seem like there's absolutely nobody in that Man United team to either
I'll
motivate
ask you
them.
to use this, in fact. See when you're saying about nobody having a bit of dig in that, right? And you were brought up with players for the past. Do you think it's because they came through the youth? Your Gary Neville, your Beckham, your Giggs.
Aye,
Like he was young, he wasn't through the youth, but he was young. He had
aye,
it still done it after a good manager at Nottingham Forest, what he had today. Whereas now
aye.
you don't get that, mate. You don't get to clean boots. You get through in
Aye.
with 8 grand. You're 18-year-old, you've got 8 grand. Don't do what you want.
Like when you
You've
look
made
at
it before you've made it.
you look at Garnacho and Rashford, they went the other way.
That's what I was going to
But
say.
I agree with you. Like they should be grounded before they've even made it. I mean, they need that
Right.
grounding. Doesn't obviously like we've interviewed people and they've had the mental stories that like Jamie Mitchell in Norwich and all that was a wee basically bullying. But they need to learn like see if yous are shite. We can release you
That's
and you
right.
can end up we can release you and you end up McDonald's. Then what the fuck you did?
Right.
They need to
I
have that
think,
fear. They need to have
aye,
that fear that they're not going to make it because see every even the players we interviewed or even ones we've watched, they've all said I just had that drive to do it. I'm going to go be a footballer because they had that fear. I don't think players have that fear anymore. They just like, oh well, if you release me, somebody's going to be like, oh Man United youth player, I'll take you.
I
They don't have
think
that fear anymore.
I think it depends what club you're at, man. And obviously, Davey's saying about Neville's and Beckham's and all this, right? And absolutely spot on. But I think what helped at that time is also the culture of the club. You know what I mean? Alex Ferguson was in charge, and the whole club was all working together. And you had guys like Steve Bruce and Roy Keane and Gary Pallister and all these guys to look up to. And that Man United, man, it's a totally different way now. It's a totally different club. You know, there's no respect anymore. I don't think
Mm.
inside that club for there's no desire for these young boys to go and be Man United players. You know, Garnacho, as soon as he got a chance, he fucked off to Chelsea. Rashford
Well,
away at
even older.
Barcelona
And
scoring
that's
goals,
so.
and Sancho and all that. You know what I mean? So it's obviously it's the day. I think it's the day with the club you're at.
Mm.
Garnacho, mate, he's come out and said, after saying, Man U, my hero Ronaldo, he's now saying, I love Chelsea, I watch Chelsea as a boy, Eden Hazard is my favourite player. So he's just changing his tune to the fucking team he played with.
But
That's it, man. That's it. That's
but
Do you
just
know
that's
what
what
what I mean?
these young guys
that's
are
what
now.
I was saying. The fear, it's like a fear and
Ronaldo,
a respect thing.
Ronaldo
It's
went to Man U and kept diving and training, and Dan Fletcher told him, fucking stop it. And
that's
then he actually went right through, put him on his
Who at
arse
Man
to
U?
say, this is what we fucking do here. Do you
Who
know
at
what I
Man
mean?
U would be the guy to do that now?
nobody. That's what I'm saying.
Not
I'm
There's
saying
him,
can't be
mate.
Bruno
absolutely
Fernandes because he's one of the worst at it.
No.
aye.
He's one of the
You
huffiest cunts on the park.
you would think Harry Maguire, but then again, see, because Harry Maguire's got a fucking absolute a clanging in him. I wouldn't listen to him. You'd be like,
I think
fuck
it's
up.
because Harry Maguire is a bit part player as well, mate. There's
Well,
nobody.
that's very well.
You know what I mean? There's
Kobe
nobody
Mainoo.
in that team who plays week in, week out that could honestly turn into you and be a fucking mentor to you and say, right, here you go, this is what you do, this is don't be like that, don't you know, there's no leaders at Man United.
No. That's what I'm
Kobe
saying. I don't
Mainoo.
think.
Look at him. Look at the season he had last year, breakthrough. And now look at this season. He's
Perfect
coming on
example,
for
mate.
4
Perfect
minutes.
example.
Coming on for
Exactly.
4 minutes to replace your captain. He's the best fucking midfielder you've got.
No.
Aye.
Do you know what I mean?
I don't know.
But because he's young and he doesn't play armour in his way, he's not getting a game. But then he has to go out and loan and they knock it back.
I make it make sense. I don't know.
You look at the players
Makes
that
it
you've
make
slagged for
sense.
their own teams. They can't cut it, they're shite. Liverpool last year, that hungry boy, Slobozai, was it? Was it last year? He was
The
done,
boss
mate.
one,
And
They
then
were
look at
fucking slagging fuck him and now look at him.
yeah.
Playing right back, midfield, scoring crackers.
I
aye. Top
you need
player.
Do
to
you know what I
you
mean?
need to have you need to have belief, and that's for your manager, which they don't have. You need to have kind of
But you see
your
it all the
own
time in
your
English
own
football,
drive
mate.
and you need to
Potter.
have your own drive and motivation, and it just seems like I think it's a problem with youth
Too
football
much
in
of this,
general.
mate.
Aye,
They quick players
when
about
you get
fix
that,
it, drop it, money.
when you get that too quickly, then after your head's up your arse.
But no
The thing
even that. Even the older players are not it. What do you ransom for 10 grand? You're no
Nah.
give me 290, I want 300.
I'm like, fucking shop.
You know what I mean?
There's people out
There's
there that would kill for that fucking wage a week, and then
well,
after
there's
that,
Conte,
10
mate.
grand.
Napoli, Saturday, Sunday. De Bruyne get 2 calf, went in a huff, and Conte done that. He'll not get away with that.
Aye,
That's
aye.
not what he did. He
What was it
fucking
he
well.
said? It was
Do you know
like
what I mean?
he better have been frustrated with the performance and not getting substituted because I'm not the man that he wants to argue with that. It's like that's what I mean. It's a fear and a respect thing. There's
Aye.
there's nobody here that's got it. There's no manager that's the managers have stopped doing it because they're like, oh, they're trying to be too respectful. But it was like at the end of the day, if you lose matches because these players don't respect you, then you're out the door. It's not them. They're still here. They're going to be here for the duration of the contract. So
Correct, mate.
I would go in there and just be like, right, you need to fucking get the grip. Like seeing Russell Martin with yous. You should be going in there, booting boys, saying, yous are fucking at it. I know yous are good players.
No, the
Fucking
first
act
thing he
like
done was
fucking
put
good
at the
players.
doors up. He put at the doors up and said to Cap, you're still my captain.
Aye, things are going to change about here. Tav, captain.
No, what I mean?
Right, I think we'll end it at that, boys, on a wee slag of Tav. This has been a slagging of him today for most of
Sorry,
some
Scott.
years. Anyway, aye, it
Fuck
has.
Scott Bradley.
Aye, it has. I'm with Scott Bradley on this one. Tav is the man, but fuck him anyway.
You
Anyway.
take your straw to his arse and tell him to take his straw to his arse.
Everybody who's been watching, I've really enjoyed this one tonight. I think the troops have enjoyed it as well. It's been very entertaining. We've got through a lot of stuff. Remember, if you enjoyed this, subscribe to the channel. Big things are coming. Big things are coming. Corey sorted out some big things for us.
Too
So
fucking right.
keep an eye out on it, guys. Subscribe,
Just
like,
a wee
comment, all
mention.
that stuff.
Just a wee mention to a wee young team in Hamilton. Mull United 2013's won a trophy. Who Redden saved 3 penalties in the final.
Oh,
That
brilliant.
penalty
Well done,
shootout.
Eden. Well done, Mill United. Brilliant, man.
Money
That's good to hear.
United. United.
And then
On the Mill United.
then they
Land
lost
on that one.
one of
Well
the
done,
better players
troops.
last night. Cheese Esther.
See you later
Careful,
on. Bye.
troops.
Bye.